Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the NanoBits podcast. I'm your host, Ben Adelman, and I'm here with my friend Ethan. Ethan's back. So much stuff has happened since the last time I recorded. Oh my goodness. So many blockbuster trades. Deshaun Watson's finally got traded after almost a year of just pure waiting and suspense of where he's going to get traded, honestly. And let's start off with that, honestly. There's so many things we have to talk about today, but I think that we should get the most important thing out of the way.
Yeah. Deshaun Watson, we have really been waiting a year for this, for Deshaun Watson. And the Browns, if you asked me a year ago where I thought he would go, I don't think I would have said the Browns either.
Even like a day before he got traded, I wouldn't have said the Browns because they
I
literally said
Falcons.
I would have said the Falcons too. Yeah, it was looking like the Falcons, but in typical Falcons fashion, they choke the opportunity to get a franchise-changing player like Deshaun Watson.
Yeah, Falcons, geez.
They were
Marcus Mariota season.
I like Marcus Mariota, so
I know you do. I
like Marcus Mariota. But going back to Watson, the Falcons, they were so close. You know, it almost was guaranteed that they were going to get this great player in Deshaun Watson. And obviously, we know all the off-field issues, but he definitely would have helped the Falcons win some more games than they would with their current roster, led by Olamide Zaccheaus and Cordell Patterson.
Oh my God, Olamide Zaccheaus.
Wide receiver one. Also, I saw they signed Kadarius Hodge yesterday, which is a pretty big pickup if you ask me. But yeah, Deshaun Watson, biggest guaranteed contract in NFL history, a $250 million. That is just insane to say. Fully guaranteed deal to go to Cleveland Browns. Along with that, the Browns also gave up 3 first-round picks, a 3rd-round pick, and I believe 2 4th-round picks in exchange for Watson. It's definitely a high premium for the superstar quarterback. But honestly, do you like this trade for Cleveland? I know you're not the biggest fan of Baker Mayfield.
Oh, well, football, just in terms of pure football, yeah. I think that the Browns absolutely won this trade.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
A team that didn't hold back, and they won.
I think that obviously he's probably
the early bird gets the worm, and the Cleveland Browns were ready, and they won.
They were ready. They were willing to give up.
They wanted him the most.
If I'm going to be honest, I thought they would have to give up more, though, because
exactly. That's why they won this trade.
They definitely won the trade.
Pick, no players, too. That's surprising.
There is something I'm a bit worried about, though. The fact that Deshaun Watson hasn't played in a year is a bit worrying to me. I don't think it's going to come back. I don't think like it's going to be like terrible, but like that is a concern to take into account because we look at someone like Le'Veon Bell who sat out for an entire year. That does something to your play. Like when you sit out an entire year of professional football, whether it's through injury or by choice, that really does do something to your play because you're kind of getting like off track because even if you're keeping up with workouts and stuff, you're getting off track. And that is something I worry about with Deshaun Watson. I think he'll still be good, but if I was a Cleveland fan, that is something I'd be worried about. And also the potential for a suspension of honestly up to like 6 to 8 games next year is a possibility, but they did a good job structuring that deal because the first year he's only guaranteed about $1 million. So it's a very backloaded contract. That's honestly good even without the suspension because it gives them a lot of salary cap this year to really contend for the first year with Deshaun Watson he's basically causing nothing to the cap this year. So even if he sits out like 6 to 8 games, even if he were to sit out the whole year, which I don't think is going to happen, he's barely making any money this year. I really like the move by Cleveland. Obviously, he's kind of a terrible person off the field. Not kind of. He's a terrible person off the field. But from a pure football standpoint, it's a great move by the Cleveland Browns. I honestly thought they were going to give up more.
Yeah, Browns definitely won that trade. Texans had to trade him anyways, so Texans won the trade, I guess. But the Browns, in the terms of the trade, of what's actually being traded, they won this trade.
And something I do like is that it seems like the Texans are committing to building around Davis Mills, which I think is a great idea, honestly, because he showed a lot of promise last year.
You like Davis Mills?
It's not that I don't know if I like him, but I think when you get a kind of hidden gem, like kind of a nice surprise last year on a struggling Texans team last year. 2,600 yards, 16 touchdowns, 10 interceptions. Not an amazing rookie year, but not bad by any means. No. Honestly, probably one of the best rookie quarterbacks performance.
No, he did. He in terms of the rookie quarterbacks, he was top 3, maybe.
He was. He might have even been number 2, honestly.
Yeah.
But he's never going to be an elite quarterback. I think he just doesn't have the traits for that. He doesn't have the traits to be an elite quarterback. But Could he be a solid bridge quarterback? Absolutely, he could.
Yeah, he's like that. I would honestly say he's like a little better than like Bridgewater, somewhere around that range.
He is better than Bridgewater. Yeah, he definitely is better than Bridgewater. And you could tell because one of them is projected to start next year and one of them is not.
Yeah. The fall of Teddy Bridgewater. If
He was
we
never
have
good.
this offseason, we should make a whole video of the fall of Teddy Bridgewater.
We are not making an entire video about the fall of Teddy Bridgewater. I'm sorry.
Oh, we'll talk about the Panthers and if he signs with the Giants ever. Oh.
I'm sorry, but I'm sorry for all our Teddy Bridgewater fans, but we will not be making an entire video dedicated to that. No, I don't want to talk about that. I don't want to talk about that guy.
As typical as this NFL offseason is, did you see what happens? Every NFL offseason is happening again.
What?
Where the Colin Kaepernick rumors are
coming. Yeah, every single offseason.
Every single offseason. But, I mean, this is a really good offseason. So this is the best ever, probably.
Oh, yeah, that's probably going to be the title.
So entertaining.
That's probably going to be the title of this video because it's true. Like, This is literally the craziest offseason in NFL history. I mean, I just pretty much had Twitter notifications and, like, stalking my phone, like, every day of free agency because absolutely, you look away. I looked away for, like, 20 minutes one day and Tyreek Hill went to the Dolphins, something I never thought was going to happen. And that's a good segment into talking about that. Like,
okay, so the Dolphins, Terron, Armstead, Tyreek Hill.
Yeah.
They get the 2 T's and they are now a lot better.
Yeah, they signed arguably, I believe last episode when I was talking about my free agent rankings, I had Terron Armstead ranked as the number 1 free agent in the NFL. And although he has had some issues with his health, when healthy, he's definitely, honestly, probably a top 5 offensive lineman in the league, not just among tackles. He's truly an elite lineman when he's healthy, especially when he's on the Saints paired with Ryan Ramczyk. But this is a great leader for the Dolphins. And even if he plays like 13 to 14 games, that would still be a win for Miami because he not only is he immediately probably the best player on their offense, even honestly, probably even with Tyreek Hill, honestly, you couldn't even make the argument for that. I don't know which way I would go on that, but he is one of the best players on their offense. He's an excellent leader for the O-line.
I was going to say, going into this year before the actual NFL season, your top 3 wide receivers, Tyreek Hill was in there, right?
Yeah.
He was one of your top guys. So
Tyreek Hill, I still stand by that too. Tyreek Hill, in my opinion, is the number 3 best receiver in the entire NFL.
Yeah, he's incredible. There's really not many excuses anymore.
Oh, for Tua, yeah, no excuses.
For the Dolphins in general, they have a good coach that I really think McDaniels is good. He's gonna be a good coach.
He will be.
Yeah, and then they have a run game that's becoming something kind of.
Chase Edmonds is a solid signing.
Yeah,
I think they signed Raheem Mostert too. They're signing all the cheesy Madden players.
Yeah, they really right. Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle, Raheem Mostert, Mike Gesicki.
Yeah.
Mike Giuseppe.
Yep. Tyreek Hill, though, I honestly don't know what happened. This is not something I would never think he was going to get traded in a million years. This is the guy, him, Mahomes, and Kelsey. I thought they were just going to be together for the next 10 years and winning Super Bowls.
Yeah, me too.
This was, in my opinion, probably the most surprising thing in the offseason because, I mean, there was some surprising moves like Watson to the Browns, but we knew he was going to get traded. Russ to the Broncos. I didn't think he was going to the Broncos, but there was definitely rumors of him getting traded beforehand. There was no rumors of Tyreek Hill getting traded until an hour before it happened. This is just absolutely insane. I don't know if this was a pure money thing.
I got the notification that the Chiefs are going to let him seek a trade, and then like 10 minutes later, I found out he's with the Dolphins.
Exactly. It's just like you would not. You just don't expect a player like that. Not even just a player that, because even like Devontae Adams, like there's been like rumors about him getting traded. There's been rumors and stuff, and he was clearly unhappy with being franchise tagged at the start of the year. But Tyreek Hill, there definitely needs. I think there's something we're missing. I don't think it's just a money thing. Obviously, that does have part to do it because he wanted to be the highest paid receiver in the league, which honestly he kind of does deserve.
Yeah, he
does deserve that. He deserved this contract, but I honestly think it was not just a money thing. I don't think it was just a money. I think something happened.
Ooh,
because I don't think that a player like that on a Super Bowl, not even just a contending team, a Super Bowl winning team, that trio of Travis Kelce, Mahomes, and Hill has already proven they've won the Super Bowl. They've been to 4 back-to-back AFC Championship games, which is absolutely insane. You don't just leave a situation like that for money. Something else happened. Either something happened either of Andy Reid or Mahomes, honestly, probably. I truly do think something happened. And maybe I'm completely wrong. And if I am, I'm sorry for like stirring this up. But I have the personal belief that something did happen because I don't think. I mean, maybe he really just wanted a $30 million a year. I mean, who doesn't? But maybe that genuinely was just why. But I truly think I think that there's something deeper. I don't think you leave a Super Bowl winning team just for money.
I think that you could be right.
Yeah.
You're right.
And we're not gonna know for a while.
No, yeah. We won't know until like Tyreek Hill like retires or something.
Exactly. We won't know forever, but something definitely happened. And it was probably, honestly, I don't know what happened. Something happened, but this was definitely a win for the Miami Dolphins. This was a good. They gave up 5 picks, but it was worth it. It was definitely worth it. They pair Tyreek Hill with Jalen Waddle, who's already a certified receiver one in his rookie year. Add in one of the best receivers in the league, and you have one of the best duos in the league. It's that simple. Jalen Waddle was spectacular last year, and I know how you feel about Jalen Waddle. Jalen Waddle, you were completely right about him. I'll give you all the credit for that. Completely right about Jalen Waddle.
I don't feel like I was right about him. I feel like I just like everybody kind of knew Jalen Waddle was gonna be good. All these receivers are gonna be good.
I mean, yeah, Jalen, and it's funny because he's that good, and then he rightfully gets overshadowed by Jamar Chase. Because Jamar Chase is just absolutely insane.
Yeah, I mean, Jamar Chase had like one of the best maybe the best rookie wide receiver.
Jamar Chase was arguably the second best receiver in the entire league last year.
As a rookie. And he led, I'm not even gonna say just went, but he like led his team to a Super Bowl appearance.
Yeah, him and
Burrow like that, and T. Higgins.
100%, yeah. Because T. Higgins was good also because of taking all that pressure off of him.
There's not many people that you can like point fingers at and be like, that's the reason that the Bengals did well. Like Bengals just have like a small group of people that are really good. I
mean, if I'm being honest though, some of the people on the Bengals do get overshadowed because of what you're saying. Like obviously Jamar and Burrow was the combination that did the majority of work, but there was also a lot of hidden players that really stepped up last year. Look at DJ Reader, BJ Hill, who else? Logan Wilson. Just a couple like of those defensive guys that really stepped up and made them kind of like.
Oh, yeah. Well, on defense, absolutely.
Oh, you're just talking about the offense?
They had a really complete defense. I mean, yeah, but speaking of the Bengals offense, yeah, I mean like their O-line, and that's what they have their O-line here.
Yeah, they just signed all their O-line really. Great offseason for the Bengals.
Yeah, Leo Collins, who I really thought Leo Collins was going to go to the Dolphins because Tua's a lefty.
Oh, that would be his blind side. That would be like his main tackle.
Right? Yeah, because Leo play on the right
does that
side.
mean Terron Armstead's does that mean Terron Armstead's like his blindside tackle then? Yeah.
No, Armstead isn't.
No, because Armstead's on the left, and Tua would be.
He's a lefty, so no, it wouldn't be his blind side.
Okay.
A righty up his right side as
blind side. That makes more sense now.
Yeah, that's why I thought that Tua was going to get Leo because he would basically be left tackle for the Dolphins in pass play.
So basically, kind of Armstead's role is like kind of almost reduced a little because of Tua's like throw. I don't even know how to describe that. His throwing hand. How do you describe that? Is it like
his
throwing hand? Yeah. His throwing hand. That does reduce his role a little, but he's still going to be the great leader. But the Bengals, they did what I thought they were going to do. They signed a bunch of quality offensive linemen that aren't necessarily superstars, but are going to do a great job protecting the quarterback of the future, Joe Burrow. Leo Collins, I'm going to be honest, he did not have the best. I don't know if you saw last year, but he did not have the best year.
Yeah, I don't know if you saw.
He wasn't terrible. I mean, he wasn't like atrocious, but he definitely was not good. Him and Connor Williams on the Cowboys really let them down. But he still has a lot of potential. I think he could be still a solid starter in the league. Alex Kappa, a member of that insane Bucs O-line for the past couple of years. He's probably the weakest link of that group, but he's still outstanding. He shouldn't take away anything from that just because of the people surrounding him were good. He's a great lineman. He's an above average starter, maybe even good starter. Ted Karras is also. Where did Ted Karras play before the Bengals?
New England.
I remember him, but he was on the Patriots?
Yeah, he's New England.
I don't even really remember him that much. I mean, I like remember him being good, but like I don't remember like actually.
Good. He's pretty good. He's all right.
He's just all right. Yeah, he's a starter.
He'll
He's a
start
starter.
for the Bengals.
He'll
Yeah.
start. And then that's pretty much all the Bengals did, but it was definitely a good offseason for them, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And then there's another receiver trade that we
like
have
a very solid offseason.
Very solid off. Here's the thing. They did what they had to do. They knew this is what they had to do going into the offseason. They just had to load up on O-line, and they still have a first round pick, so they could add more to that or draft something else. But it's very solid, very neutral offseason for the Bengals because they pretty much did what everyone thought they were going to do. They didn't do any surprises like the Tyreek Hill thing or.
I mean, yeah. I thought they would get Armstead, but they get Leal. That's fine, whatever.
And what I'm about to talk about, the Devontae Adams trade to the Raiders, that's definitely a splash move. Let's talk about that. I don't believe I even talked that happened after I filmed the last episode. So yeah, I have not even talked about that yet. Devontae Adams to the Raiders.
It was first everybody thought that they just got Devontae Adams, and then there was a trade that they weren't signed. It was a whole confusing process.
Yeah.
And then we find out a first round and second round pick in this year's upcoming draft. So Devontae Adams with the Raiders, with Derek Carr, it's definitely fun, and it's not just fun; it is deadly. I think.
It's add in star players like Darren Waller, Josh
Chandler Jones,
Hunter Renfrow,
Chandler Jones.
Oh yeah, that's something we have to talk about. Chandler Jones,
Absolutely.
Combine that with Max Crosby. I know they traded Yannick Ngakoue, which is probably a good move to him to the Colts. But Chandler Jones and Max Crosby, this may be a bit of a hot take, but in my opinion, best pass rushing duo in the league. Maybe
it could be.
I think it is.
I'm
a big fan of Max Crosby. Max Crosby was spectacular last year.
Yeah, Max Crosby led the league in pressures or was top.
He wasn't even that good. His statistics weren't even that good, but when you watch him play, you see a dominant player. And pair that with someone off the edge like Chandler Jones. And that I think they run a 4-3 system, right?
I mean, yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know what they're gonna do this year. Probably still gonna do 4-3, yeah.
Yeah. But geez, pair Max Crosby with someone off the edge like that, and Max Crosby, his stats are never going to be, he's never going to be he's probably never going to be like a 15 sack guy. Actually, wait, how many did he have last year? Max Crosby, he probably had 10 last year or 11, but I don't ever see him being like this 15 to 17 sack guy like TJ Watt, Myles Garrett. But Chandler Jones can be that guy. He may not do it, but he's in that build where he's a sack guy. Max Crosby, he eats up blocks. Yeah, he had 8 sacks last year, but the sacks don't tell the entire story for Max Crosby. He's a great run defender, and he's a great run defender, and he's just a good all around player. Honestly, he eats up the gaps on the O-line. He creates spaces for other players to work through. I mean, Yannick Ngakoue had a great season last year. He's also a good player, but it was part due to Max Crosby's significant upgraded play. But Max Crosby, I think that him and Chandler Jones will be the best pass rushing duo next year. Chandler Jones, I think, will have double-digit sacks at least next year. He could have over 12 sacks next year, in my opinion. I think he's going to have a great year. And then Max Crosby, he'll probably have 8 to 10 like usual. But like I said before, the stats don't tell the story for Max Crosby. He's honestly one of the best. He's an elite edge. He's an elite end in the league, I'd say.
Max Crosby, yeah, he's a very valuable player for sure.
And he got extended too.
Yeah, he got his extension.
So yeah, these guys are locked up for a while. This could be a good duo for the next 3 or 4 years.
Yeah, and then they have Devontae Adams, Derek Carr, and Hunter Renfrow. They put their team back together pretty quickly, huh? Right?
Oh, yeah. This is going to be a team. Honestly, I know the Broncos traded for Russell Wilson, which I talked about last time, and the Chiefs are still, even if I had Tyreek Hill, they still have Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce. So
I think this is really impressive though for the Raiders.
Oh yeah,
they could just put together a team like that, just and
then the Chargers they did some moves with Mac. But if I'm gonna be honest, I think the Raiders upgraded the most. I think that the Raiders will be better than the Broncos next year. I don't know about the Chargers, but I think the Broncos will be the worst team in the division next year.
I love to get behind takes like that because I hate the Broncos.
I'm just gonna say it. They're gonna be the worst team. They might not be bad. They might be like 9-8, 10-7, but they're gonna be the worst team in the division this year. They're not gonna make the playoffs, even though they gave up like all their players and 2 first-round picks.
I mean, all these teams next year should make the playoffs, even though they can't.
Yeah, they can.
Really?
We get the extra spot. They technically could.
Oh my gosh.
It could happen, but I don't think that's gonna happen because you got teams.
No, it won't. It won't. There are still teams in the AFC that are better than some of these teams.
Yeah, I mean, like you gotta assume like Cleveland and Cincinnati are both gonna make the playoffs.
Yeah. Are you kidding me? Cleveland, who just got Deshaun Watson, they're just as good as these super teams we're seeing in the AFC West.
And you should never count out Lamar Jackson and the Ravens.
Yeah, I was just about to talk about the Ravens and Mitch Trubisky and the Steelers. Maybe not so much, but
contenders.
Yeah.
How's that drafting luxury picks in the last year's draft going, Steelers?
Najee Harris had so many scrimmage yards.
Oh yes, we have a terrible offensive line and a depleting defense and literally a quarterback who could barely walk. Let's draft a tight end in the second round. That sounds like a good move, right, Ethan?
Yeah, well, we have Eric Ebron at tight end. Would you rather that?
Mr. Steelers.
Oh my God.
Yeah, the Steelers are not in a good position, but Trubisky, he'll be a good bridge quarterback. He's not gonna. I don't see why people. He started to become overrated because people are like acting like he was like. People are like, no, the Bears ruined him. Like he would have been good at any other team. Like no, he was not. Sure, he was overdrafted and he could be a decent quarterback, but he was never gonna be this like elite guy. That's why it was so stupid when they drafted him in the first place because he's not gonna be this elite guy. He was never thought to be this elite guy. But yeah, Ravens, they signed Marcus Williams. I honestly really like that signing.
Yeah, that's a good signing.
That is a great signing by the Ravens.
Ravens love their safety. It's just a fact at this point. Ravens just love their safeties.
Well, not last year they didn't.
Well,
which is why they signed him.
Well, the thing is, they wanted to like their safeties. They thought they had something going with Earl Thomas, and they did.
And then Earl Thomas did some things with his brother.
Yeah. How is that still like? How is that just so overlooked now? That's crazy. What happened with him?
Their safeties were so bad last year. Earl Thomas wasn't even on the team last year, but their safeties were.
Well, no, I know, but
I know what you meant. Yeah. But their safeties were the weak point of their team last year. And I mean, it also doesn't help that Marcus Peters is out for most of the year. Marlon Humphrey also got hurt. But with those two coming back healthy, added Marcus Williams, and finally you go from arguably the worst secondary in the league. I think they were ranked 29th in pass defense last year, which is insane. Lamar Jackson deserves better than that. Superstar quarterback. He gets so much hate for no reason. People don't like to throw him in the conversation of all the other elite quarterbacks in the AFC, like Mahomes, Allen, Russell Wilson now, Herbert, Burrow. I think he's right up there with those guys. And it's honestly a travesty that he didn't get a second contract yet.
Yes.
What are the Ravens waiting for?
Dude won an MVP.
He won an MVP.
Put some respect on his name. I don't know if it's because he's from where Ben and I are from or something, but I don't even like the Ravens, but I can't help but like Lamar Jackson.
I mean, you really can't. He's really revolutionized the position. He won an MVP. You give that man a contract extension. Seriously, you got like Kyler Murray over here, the midget little dwarf, who's asking for, I want $55 million per year. Dude, you haven't done anything.
Deal. And they're just like, deal.
They're just like, deal. You have not done anything. You have not proven you're a winning quarterback. Lamar Jackson has proven he's a good winning quarterback, and he still is not getting that contract extension. If Kyler Murray gets an extension before Lamar, I'm gonna be so upset. That's such bad management by both teams.
Yeah.
I mean, Lamar Jackson, he led the league in passing touchdowns in 2019. It's not like he's just a runner.
And he rushed for 1,000 yards.
He's not just a runner, guys.
Oh my God.
The Lamar Jackson, he's just
yeah, no, he is underrated. The Lamar Jackson, it's not good. It doesn't make sense. There should be no Lamar Jackson.
If the Ravens for some reason let this guy walk, they will be cursed like forever. I don't even know what to say.
Where would he go? Oh my God.
The Panthers.
Oh my God, the Giants.
I would actually give up so much first round picks for Lamar Jackson.
I know.
I would give up at least. I would give up more than I would for Watson.
Me too. He's younger and he's
Not a terrible person off the field.
And I think he has more potential.
Oh, definitely, especially in a scheme that has had Russian quarterbacks in the past.
Yeah, like Daniel Jones,
Mike Glennon,
Eli Manning.
Daniel Jones actually is mobile though.
I know. It's just because he's fast though. He's not in a system. He just runs because he has to run because his offensive line.
Oh, the New York Giants. What an offseason for them, huh?
He just uses all of his energy running away because his pocket collapses. And he has no energy to throw. That's why.
We can spend some time talking about our favorite teams offseason, but for the Giants, there's not much to talk about.
Yeah, you could. I could read off every acquisition.
Literally the only notable signing was Tyrod Taylor, who's notorious for.
You want to hear all these acquisitions?
Sure, let's hear them.
That are, I mean, there's a couple, but they don't really. The ones that matter here. Ready?
Mm-hmm.
So those are the ones that matter.
What?
Those are the ones that matter.
Oh, yeah, not a good offseason. I got confused for a second.
Yeah, no. Maybe Matt Breida. Maybe Saquon will get hurt again or something.
Oh my god.
Matt Breida will just take over.
Panthers though, I think the Panthers actually had one of the better offseasons. I know I say this every year, but I think they did have a good offseason.
I think they did too, but I still don't think they're going to be that great next year.
I mean, they completely rebuilt their offensive line.
No, that's not true. They could have a good draft and just put something good.
They could make the playoffs next year because of how weak the NFC is.
Yeah, NFC's weak too. Yeah,
NFC is so weak that they could they're probably the second best team in the division right now, if I'm being honest. Because Saints could maybe be the second best team in the division, but they lost a lot of key free agents. Alvin Kamara still might be getting suspended. No one knows how good Michael Thomas is going to be, and then Jameis will be good. And
then, of course, the best team is the Bucs, who Tom Brady unretired.
Yeah,
that's the whole thing.
The Atlanta Falcons, however, are not the best.
The Atlanta Falcons. How did they not land Deshaun Watson?
I don't know, but at least they have Marcus Mariota. I'm so happy someone signed him.
I guess so.
He'll be good. They'll suck, but he'll be just good enough to not get them a top 3 pick.
Yeah.
And then they're not going to land CJ Stroud or Bryce Young. So they're going to stay in this cycle. Because that's what the Falcons are known for. And speaking of the Falcons, we didn't talk about the Matt Ryan trade yet.
I think next year. Oh my gosh, we haven't talked about Matt Ryan.
Your best quarterback in franchise history? Let's trade him away for a 3rd-round pick after pissing him off by trying to trade for a not good person.
Yeah, they really threw Matt Ryan in the bus.
You threw him under the bus, and it's not like a Baker Mayfield situation where he was like terrible last year. And even then, I think they still did Baker Mayfield dirty. But that's not even comparable to what the Falcons did to Matt Ryan, because Matt Ryan was one of their few bright spots last year. I mean, they were not a good team last year. You can tell from their draft position this year. But Matt Ryan has truly gave his all for this franchise till the very end.
No, he has.
It's really a shame to see this, honestly.
Yeah, it is. It's upsetting.
I mean, he had 4,000 yards, 20 touchdowns, 12 interceptions. That's a solid year.
But here's some good, all right? He could actually win a Super Bowl with the Colts here.
They're not winning. They're not winning.
AFC is really crazy, but we don't know what the Colts can do yet. You know, they can have something happen. There's still some good free agents.
I mean, if we're being honest, is Matt Ryan really that much worse than like Matthew Stafford?
You right?
He's not.
Right?
Exactly.
Right? No,
not that much worse.
You're not wrong. And yeah, the targets are not the same.
Michael Pittman.
That's the thing.
Pittman was pretty solid.
His defense is neck and neck with the Rams. And they just got Yannick Ngakoue.
They're more like the thing is the Rams are more like concentrated like of Jalen Ramsey and Aaron Donald, but the Colts have more like a spread out, just like all around defense. And yeah,
not to say they don't have stars though, because Darius Leonard,
DeForest Buckner.
Yeah,
so they do it. They still do have those stars. They might not be the top of their top of their position like Jalen Ramsey and Aaron Donald, but they still have the 2 superstars on that defense. A lot of other solid players.
I mean, I don't know. Darius Leonard could be the top of his position.
Oh, he could be. You're right about that. He's definitely up there.
Yeah.
He's done nothing but been elite his entire time in the NFL.
Yeah,
I believe they got him and Quentin Nelson in the same draft class. What an insane draft class.
Yeah. Colts offensive line. Matt Ryan doesn't have an O-line like that. Yeah. Run game to rely on like that. Matt Ryan hasn't had one of those since Devontae Freeman. It's just like it's like it makes me think like, are the Colts that far away from these other top teams? I know they're not there. They're not there. But are they really that far away?
I think they are because Matt Ryan's not elite. It's that simple. He's not on the same level as all the other quarterbacks.
The same thing could have been said about Stafford last year. No one would have argued with you.
Stafford was not in a conference with Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, Joe Burrow, Russell Wilson, Justin Herbert, and Deshaun Watson. Matthew Stafford had Aaron Rodgers and Tom Brady. That's it.
I guess so.
And maybe like Kirk Cousins.
Yeah, Kirk Cousins, who also got a big 1-year deal.
Yeah. There's a couple of signings I want to talk about real quick. There's a couple we just didn't talk about that were pretty big. The Panthers, they signed some good players. So I was talking about that earlier. Lyman, Donta Foreman. They had a solid offseason, but what I want to more talk about is these two big signings, J.C. Jackson to the Chargers and Von Miller to the Bills. Those were some of the big signings that we haven't talked about yet.
Von Miller, of course, and Khalil Mack to the Chargers, too.
I talked about that already.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, Von Miller to the Bills, the contract looks ugly at first, but NFL contracts are weird. It's really only like a 3 or 4 year contract. It's only like a 3 or 4 year contract because of how like the guaranteed money works. But what a signing. The Bills just continue to get better. Even I didn't think they could get better, but they continue to get better. It's that simple.
Yeah, they're really trying hard to take down these AFC teams.
And I mean,
when I think about the Bills, I feel like that's a team that's being built to beat the other teams in the AFC, like strategically.
Oh, 100%. It's been in the past the Chiefs, but honestly, with Tyreek Hill leaving the Chiefs and the Bills only getting better, the Bills might finally be a better team than the Kansas City Chiefs.
They could be the Super Bowl team.
But I say that, but then I look at Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce still in the Kansas City Chiefs. And
the Chiefs, it's not like the Chiefs, yeah, they might have gotten a little worse. Well, they took a big hit with Tyreek Hill.
And watch. Mecole Hardman's gonna like step into Tyreek Hill's production.
I was just about to say, yeah, they're gonna fix it. They're just gonna.
They also signed MVS, another deep threat.
Yeah, and we still have this draft. Chiefs could draft a receiver.
That's who knows? They could sign like Odell.
Receiver, yeah. Odell still there.
He's still there.
Yeah, that's big. No, I know he's still there. That's what I'm saying. It's still big.
And then probably the last signing we're going to talk about, big signing at least, J.C. Jackson to the Chargers, which I honestly thought got overlooked considering his production he's had the past couple of years. I mean, J.C. Jackson has been – I wasn't a big fan of his 2021 season, but he proved me – his 2020 season, but he proved me wrong last year. He had terrible coverage grades in the 2020 season, but he was still getting interceptions. This year, not only did he have the interception still, but he was great in coverage. And this is just an absolutely great addition to the Chargers defense, who had another superstar player to their defense led by Derwin James, Khalil Mack, and Joey Bosa. Four superstar players on that defense.
Yeah.
And then some other solid players like they sent Sebastian Joseph Day, who's a solid player from the Rams.
Asante Samuel Jr.
Asante Samuel, I was about to say him.
Yeah.
But yeah, great signing by the Chargers, and honestly, probably one of the best ones. He was one of my top free agents. But yeah, is there any other signings you want to talk about real quick?
Man, I do want to talk about something, and I already kind of did. I just wish the Giants would sign someone. Like, I know we're not going to be good regardless of who we sign, really, but just sign someone fun. Just let me get someone's jersey or something. Like,
I know what you mean, yeah.
Just some fun.
What, you're not going to get a Ricky Seals-Jones jersey?
What? Oh my God, I'm going to get a Quessenberry jersey.
But yeah, Giants aren't doing anything. Panthers are doing not a lot, but more than the Giants. And yeah, on a sad note about our favorite teams who are both going to probably suck next year. Thank you guys for watching. We hope you guys check out the Instagram at NanoWoods Podcast. I've been posting some stuff on there, some off-season stuff. I'm posting some of my favorite signings. I posted something about the Tyreek Hill trade like an hour after it happened. So yeah, check that out for some more content about the off-season. Draft season's coming up. Look out for that. And yeah, see you guys.